Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we've got a reading for 2023 for Aries. And I gotta be honest, it looks like you have a little bit of a difficult path ahead of you in 2023. But that's why we do these things, right? Because if you have a little bit of insight into what might be a little bit difficult, you can handle it with a little bit more insight, a little bit more calm. But we've got the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Swords in the reverse. And what I see here, Aries, is that we're dealing with somebody who has a lot of kindness, compassion, and like genuine care for other people. Hi there, Pirate. I hope you're doing well. But you're probably dealing with, or you will be dealing with in 2023, someone who is maybe taking advantage of your kindness. So if you're in a relationship or you're dealing with family members that maybe aren't as kind as you, this is showing me that you may have a little bit of a struggle ahead of you in terms of pulling yourself out of a difficult situation and doing what's right for you. So let's get you a little bit of additional insight so you know how to minimize that, right? We'll call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. And if you celebrate Christmas, that went well for you. I think we'll start with the voyage of the soul. And in this reading, of course, we're talking about the entirety of 2023. So keep in mind that you'll want to take the message as it resonates and that some things may not be true yet. The other thing to keep in mind is there's going to be, I think, some potential for you specifically, Aries, to take this message and help it to basically, you'll be able to avoid, I think, some of the things that may have slowed you down if you pay close attention, right? Well, we have, hello there, Redbeard, welcome. We've got tomorrow coming out to start us off. Begin again, continue ahead, better days, and relief. So we've got changes on the horizon for you. And even though there may be some difficulties in particular, I feel like it would be the beginning of 2023, you do have a light at the end of the tunnel here. Kind of looks like a light at the end of the tunnel, doesn't it? This says communication, expression, voice, transmission, message, news, or connection. This, I think, is particularly about you needing to make sure that when you feel something, you know how to communicate it. So if you're struggling with communication in a relationship setting, it may be a good idea for you to look into, ideally therapy or working with somebody that can help you have a stronger voice. Now, this is something that has been in the past a problem for me specifically. So forgive me if I get a little bit preachy, but there's something that really upsets me when I hear that somebody is struggling to speak up for themselves because I can relate so much. And it looks to me with this journey card here that you've maybe had a bit of loneliness, a little bit of maybe even depression, struggling to connect with the people around you, or maybe not feeling completely understood. There could be somebody that is trying to kind of quiet your voice or speak over you. And this is part of your journey. This is part of your growth. You've, I think, got a kind of like a challenge ahead of you to develop a stronger voice for yourself. We have energy, life force, chakras, Reiki, intangible, subtle, and crystals. So you may find that you need to, dedicate a little bit more time to things that would be meditative for you. So if you're into yoga or you like to run, whatever it is that helps you kind of push the world away and focus on what you need to, that's what I would do. Santa is watching you. Redbeard, I don't know if we should go into whether or not I've been naughty or nice. All right, we've got soul. Oh, isn't that a cool card? Another one that has a little bit of a tunnel vibe because we've got kind of like a circular movement to the stars here. Ooh, and then we have alive. This is going to be a really important year for you, Aries. There's a lot of empowerment in 2023 coming your way. Look at this. We've got quite a lot of excitement coming off of this card, right? It also says boldness, vigor, dynamic, zest, and movement. This is a card for Aries, absolutely, because when you think of the cards in the tarot that represent your astrological sign, the Emperor comes to mind. That's somebody who excels at speaking on their own behalf, somebody who feels empowered to make the changes that they need to in their life. So you've got a big year ahead of you here, Aries. We're going to dive in a little bit more with the Lenormand and get a little bit clearer understanding of the energy, kind of like that you're leaping off of into 2023. And then I'll dive more specifically into love and then money and career. So it looks like right now, Aries, we're focused on some element of mental health here. I feel like there's been something that has held you back or been a challenge for you for longer than, a couple of weeks. This would be something that has been a little bit difficult for a couple of months or maybe even a couple of years. The number 5 is sticking out to me here because we do have the number 5 in both of our cards. So it could be, 5 months, 5 years. But what I really like about this is we have a symbol of stability with both of these. With the tree, this is often specifically about mental health. And the anchor is specifically about stability. A lot of times we see anchors as something that holds you back from forward movement, but this is about you planting roots, feeling like you've got a better understanding of who you are and what you want to do with whatever skill set you have or whatever dreams you have, right? Hey, if all you have going for you, Redbeard, is honesty, I feel like that's a solid one to choose. All right, Aries, we have the owls or the birds coming out here. This is about communication, and we already had that card come out from the Voyage of the Soul. The year ahead is going to call for you to feel more confident in speaking your truth. It may not always be easy to say exactly what you're feeling or exactly what you want. You might have to reinforce boundaries with people that don't really take you as seriously as they should. Here we have another 5 with the bear at number 15. And what I see is somebody who is gaining in strength in terms of how they communicate with others and how they express themselves. And it's making you feel in 2023 more like yourself, more in control. We have the woman coming out here and the clouds. All right, so for a lot of you, Aries, there is a feminine energy or possibly a romantic situation that may cause you confusion in 2023. The clouds are all about a lack of clarity. So we may have somebody here who is struggling to communicate effectively with you, and that may cause issues in terms of how you perceive them and whether or not you feel like you know how to move forward with this person. This could be a romantic situation, it could be a family situation. This is the situations deck. We have lost, ghosted, blocked or cut off, and settlement, agreement, compromise. You may have somebody come back to you that you've had a little bit of a struggle with, maybe a good friend that there was a bit of separation with. Maybe there was somebody that you wanted to date and you got into an argument with them. you're going to resolve something here in the near future that I think brings you joy. You may have found it difficult to know what was going on with this person that you're going to um, reconcile with. This could be somebody who's generally quite private or doesn't like putting information online. So you felt a little bit, or you will feel a little bit discombobulated, not knowing how to connect with this person if they don't reach out to you. And I love that we have escapade here coming out underneath journey. There will be something rather special in 2023 regarding a vacation or a journey. You may be able to take a vacation that you had wanted to take for years. You may be able to go visit family that you hadn't seen in a long time, or you might be taking, a fancy like honeymoon, something along those lines. Because we also have commitment. Long-term commitment is coming out here. If you have been trying to find a happy relationship, I think you're on the cusp of getting into that type of relationship. But the thing that is being asked of you before you can get into that is you need to be sure you are confident in your voice and that you are empowered to communicate how you need to before you can have one of those kinds of relationships, right? So, Spirit is asking you to feel empowered with your voice and speak up for yourself. Yeah, you got somebody who thinks that you are the bee's knees. I feel like for a lot of you, you're coming out of a difficult period after a breakup, possibly a divorce. And you may have struggled to feel the way you felt in that relationship with anybody else. But I love this combo. This is like saying you're able to put something in the past and move forward after a difficult relationship. And with the magnetic card here, you're feeling like, I don't know, just really, really excited, almost like you've got something that's coming your way that you didn't think would be able to be possible. It's like for many of you, you felt you had lost something that you could never get back or that you could never find with someone else. And you're realizing you were wrong because this is clarifying alive. There's something here that's like invigorating. It's like jumping into cold waters. Where was that I saw that? I think it was Banff, Canada. Um, a bunch of people just diving into frigid waters. They do that in Minnesota too, so I should be quoting that. But all right, let's dive into the tarot and we'll do a little bit more specific dive into the love side. What do we have for love for Aries in 2023? There's healing coming your way, or you are in the midst of healing. And this feels like something that would have been a rather lengthy healing process for you. I think there was an end in terms of a relationship that really kind of harkened back to maybe some unhealed trauma from your childhood or even a previous relationship. But with judgment coming out with the Four of Swords, I feel like for a lot of you, you have let something kind of bother you for too long, and there's a decision that you're making that says, you know what? I'm going to change this. I'm ready to be happy again. I don't want to um, focus on something for that much longer. I'm ready to live again. Exactly. So we have the Lovers and the Ten of Swords. There was something that really hurt you, something that really made you feel like you wouldn't be able to get life back on track. And I feel like this was something that happened with someone you cared deeply for. And with the Lovers coming out, Aries, there's a sense here that you are ready to love again. You are feeling like you found somebody who truly understands you. And it's helping you put to rest whatever was kind of like unresolved or difficult for you to heal from. We also have quite a lot of air sign energy here. Now we have more fire sign. So you may be dealing with somebody that has Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra in their chart, or you may have that featured prominently in your own chart, Aries. But now here we have the fire energy. We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Wands in the reverse. And you'd think I'd want this to come out as a negative energy with both of them in the reverse, but that's not always how it works in tarot. Sometimes the more positive elements are when the cards are reversed. We've got something unexpected coming your way. This feels like a new beginning that you didn't feel was possible. Maybe you were really enamored of whoever you were in a long-term relationship with before, and it felt like it would be damn near impossible for you to feel that kind of connection with somebody else. You don't see this coming, or you didn't. If you're already connecting with this person, I feel like there's a hope within you, but you're almost like kind of trying to minimize it because you don't want to be disappointed. But this is a beautiful relationship here. Makes you feel alive. And on the soul card, I don't know if I read out the words here: infinite self, source, non physical, karma, and Akashic records. So I feel like you have demonstrated that you learned from whatever the situation was in your life. And now the universe wants you to be like really happy. Wait, who are you telling to dye their hair? Is that for me, Redbeard? Um, if it was for me, Redbeard, I think you would be amused to know that one of my favorite ways to dye my hair, I haven't dyed my hair in a long time, but I used to call it cherry cola. I'd have it like kind of dark brown like it is, but at the bottom, like maybe from here down, it was red. I missed that. All right, so we've got the moon and the devil in the reverse. That's beautiful. I feel like for a while you may have kind of hesitated to really open up to anybody. Maybe it was a little bit difficult to communicate how you felt or to feel like you could trust people. But with the moon in the reverse, I feel like this is about not wanting to hide, not wanting to wall yourself off anymore, wanting to have the opportunity to be authentic and not worry all the time about whether or not you should be open and honest. And that's because with the devil in the reverse, you have let go of fears, insecurities, or whatever was holding you back. There could have been an element of codependency here for you. And I feel like you've spent a lot of time addressing that, right? Whether or not it was conscious. You have found how to love yourself and be more confident on your own. And that's drawing in, or has already, somebody who really values you. All right, Aries, we're going to move to the Meta Muse to get a little bit more insight into your love life. So we've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse, the Prince of Cups, which would be like the Knight of Cups, and the Star. And I kept looking at our first three cards because this seems much more positive than those three cards. And you know what I'm getting here, Aries, is that you may be a little bit of a pessimist. You may be a little bit, like you may call yourself a realist or a pragmatist, but you're still on the negative side a little bit. And I want you to kind of move the needle a little bit, okay? Because I know of a particular Aries who's near and dear to my heart that has been working for months on how can I have more positive thinking as it pertains to myself and has seen positive results. So if that's something you want to work on or you know you need to work on, this is me nudging you, okay? We've got the Seven of Swords in the reverse, indicating that somebody has been a little bit too harsh on themselves. I think you had to be honest in terms of how, thank you, Redbeard, in terms of how you may have been holding yourself back or how your communication efforts, or maybe what ended whatever this relationship was in the past that you've recovered from. Being able to be honest with yourself about what you needed to heal from or what you needed to work on personally is putting you back in this situation or in this, like, almost like comfort that you can be yourself, you can believe in love again, you can trust someone again. This is a very, like, self-love, being able to then love other people kind of combo, because we've got somebody that is healing and wants to offer something in love here. I love that the star came out underneath the lovers, because I feel like in particular this is saying healing regarding love. So the Wheel of Fortune is clarifying Ten of Swords. Whatever happened in the past, I feel like Aries, it made you look at your life and kind of wonder, have I lost everything? Like, you had to start from scratch here. But that's how you were able to, it's like when the Tower comes out. I don't necessarily see that as a bad card, because quite often you do need to take everything out and rebuild it, right? I used to play with these, it's like pre-Lego days, right? These cool little like bricks that had six, it's very like Legos, but it was at my grandparents' place, and I think they were like 50 years old. And I loved playing with them. I've always loved architecture. And there were times where, I'd want to put in a window, or I was trying to do like a threshold for a door and I didn't quite get it right, or maybe there was like a broken piece in there. This feels like when I would have to admit that my plan was bullshit and I have to like take down all of the bricks, the Legos, if you will, and start fresh. That's what you did. And it was painful and it didn't feel like you were going to be able to necessarily recover, but you are. You had to go through this loss in order to reclaim your true self. I feel like you had been struggling to communicate, struggling to truly understand yourself. And this loss, it's like when you do a bathroom remodel and you take everything out. What are you left with? Well, you found a way to start rebuilding that, to start putting in, the beautiful tub that you wanted, or the exceptionally expensive mirror that you wanted. And now, with the Nine of Wands coming out in the reverse, or I should say in 2023, you have this feeling of not needing to be defensive, not needing to wall yourself off from people. So there's increased confidence and desire to connect again in 2023. The challenge for you will be to not live in the past. Whatever happened with this old relationship, or it might be something that's happening with your relationship now going into 2023, don't take that with you into the next relationship. There's a departure from what you have experienced, and it's unexpected for you that it's going to work out. We've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, and I take that to mean somebody is no longer single. So this could be happening right now and you are moving into 2023 with this person, or it happens in 2023. I was talking about the Tower. Here it is. This is not a bad Tower. This is underneath the Devil in the reverse, divorce final in the reverse, and alive. I think you're going to be in a very committed relationship, and it's going to be the kind of relationship that reminds you why you went through all of this, why you needed to heal everything, and why you felt alone. Because you had to learn how to love yourself properly before you got into that relationship, right? Oh, you're so welcome. Hold on, let me say your name. Serena, what a cool name. All right. What do you think, Pirate? Is it time for Kipper, Skipper, Flipper? All right, let's get some Kipper on the love matters for you. Child in the reverse. For some of you, you may have decided you don't want to be parents. For some of you, you may have felt like you didn't know what went wrong in the marriage or the relationship that ended, and now you're seeing what you could have done differently. But I love seeing unexpected income come in for you. There is good karma coming your way, Aries, and it could be in the form of a promotion. You might win the lottery or inherit something, but this is out of the blue. You don't see it coming, which is kind of fun, right? Distant horizons. Yeah, there's a journey here for you. For some of you, you may actually be moving, and it could be for a job. Now we have another anchor coming out, but there could be an opportunity to move for a job. There could be an opportunity to, do training elsewhere for your job. But I think in particular, this is communicating that there is forward movement for you in your career. Like if you'd been stuck in something you didn't really care for, you have an opportunity to move into something that is more your pace. This is coming out as if it's the Emperor in my mind. You are standing in your power, Aries, and it makes me happy. If you had felt like you couldn't speak your truth or you couldn't pursue what you wanted, that's ending. You are empowered in 2023. This feels like for most of you, what I really see is somebody that is gaining in confidence and knowing that you can achieve what you want. So if you had been experiencing depression or anything like that, I see recovery or a much happier year ahead for you. Part of this could be distancing yourself from family members that maybe have been a little bit difficult to deal with, because we have family room and privileged lady in the reverse. You may need to have some alone time or some time just with your partner. And I feel like there may be some struggles with money that you are fixing in 2023. Then we have expectation. Yeah, I think some of you needed to put a little bit of distance between you and maybe one particular family member or the family at large. You may have felt a little bit like they didn't want to see you grow up. They may have been a little bit controlling or a little bit too much in your business. And this, like, renewal of confidence or feeling empowered could help you kind of reinstate the boundaries that you feel are healthy for you. All right. I'm going to get one more row from the tarot on love. So we're at almost 30 minutes here, and then we'll dive into career after the Romance Angel Oracle. What else does Aries need to know about love? We have the Two of Pentacles. Some of you may find it difficult to balance your work schedule and the relationship that you have. So make sure you do what you can to kind of plan accordingly. Maybe you need to set aside a specific date night. Every Friday night, we're going to at least hang out for 2 hours, something like that. With the Four of Swords in the reverse, this is good for your mental health as well. When you dedicate time aside from, your requirements, your responsibilities, your duties, this helps you clear your mind as well. And remember, you may also need some alone time. You may have one of those relationships, maybe you live together, where it's a little bit hard to find time to just, not have to think about anything, talk about anything. And with the Five of Cups, I feel like this is coming out to say you still need that time to ponder, but you also want to make sure you're not stuck in the past. And I feel like if you don't have that alone time, it's more likely that you kind of return to some of this sadness or disappointment. So very important for you to have time to yourself and time with your person. With the Two of Swords coming out, I feel like in love, you're going to have a crossroads. There's going to be a point where you have to make a decision, and it doesn't look like you're going to have a lot of time to make that decision. You may have to decide if you want to move with your partner for a job offer that they get. You may have to decide whether or not you want to move in, but this doesn't look like you have a lot of time to make this decision. So I get that the most important thing for you here, don't make the decision out of fear. If you're worried something's going to happen, like it did in your last relationship, you could be bringing about or manifesting something negative. I want you to do your best to stay positive and then make your decision quickly with whatever your intuition guides you to. You may feel like somebody is trying to or could try to sabotage your relationship in 2023, but with the Five of Swords in the reverse, you're, I think, kind of impervious to this. So don't let anybody get inside your head, okay? There may be controlling family members on either side of the equation. I think the most important thing for you here is to approach things as a team if it impacts the couple here. If it's something that you need to address with your family, just remember that you are the captain of your own ship, right? You can decide what you need to decide. We have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in the upright after it had come out in the reverse. Again, I feel like you went through a lot of loss so that you could clear out a lot of the things you had not been willing to address previously, and now you are on the right track. So again, keep a positive mindset, okay? But it does look like a lot of you are dealing with external influences that may be trying to have more influence over you than they should. With the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, there could be fear on, a family member's part that they won't see you as often, or they don't get to have some sort of control here. And this could result in a significant argument or even a breakup with your person. So do your best to navigate those waters cautiously and communicate as effectively as you can. I know I've shared this, before, but my probably best piece of advice that I've gotten in terms of communicating with others with difficult feelings being involved is try to phrase things as I feel instead of, you're a jerk. Sometimes I feel like you mistreat me. Something like that would be a much easier to debate or discuss sentence than you're a jerk, right? Because then you're already getting into a little bit of a combative mode, right? All right, Romance Angel Oracle. That is the problem, isn't it, Redbeard? Yeah, I would say if you guys are wondering how to make yourselves more attractive to your love interest, Redbeard has something there. Only if you can cook. It's always sexy when someone knows how to cook. All right, it is safe for you to love. Once more for the one in back, it's safe, okay? You can trust whoever this is, but I think that's a difficult thing for you at times. So open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Stay positive, okay, Aries? We have getting to know each other. So I feel like this is a relatively new relationship. Either it's just started or it's about to start in 2023. Don't be afraid to share who you really are with this person, okay? You want this to be an authentic relationship. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Pay attention to your intuition. Listen to those little signals that you get along the way. This does feel like a really significant relationship for you. And I think you're ready to feel that closeness again. Because one of the things I really like about this Two of Pentacles card is that those pentacles are almost even. I feel like you have very little left to work out before you're able to achieve the kind of relationship that you want. And that feels good, doesn't it? We have engagement. I think I mentioned you might go on a honeymoon. Or maybe you ask someone to marry you or get asked if you'd like to get married on a trip. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. I feel like you've already started this process, Aries, but it is important to not let the past dictate your future. You can learn from it, but that doesn't have to be a repeating energy, right? We have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. I feel like this is about retreating from others, but not your person. Because we've got two people in this picture. If you need to move elsewhere with your person, I think that's the right move for you. If you need to have a little bit stronger boundaries, maybe your family members like to just drop by whenever they want, set up some healthy boundaries. You need some time alone and you need some time with your person. All right, you guys, moving on to money and career. We're going to go with the tarot familiars to start. The Tower. So some of you may have pivoted to a different career. Some of you may experience layoffs or feel like it's time to change, even though it may be a little bit uncomfortable to do so. But I do see positive change here for you, especially because do you see how the owl is carrying like a scroll that has two pentacles hanging from it? I feel like for a lot of you, this is you working towards doubling what you used to make. Because we have the Six of Wands here. You're going to be successful in your career, and this is exciting. I feel like there's a pretty big year ahead of you where a lot of things are turning into exactly what you wanted, even though it's feeling like you've had to work for this for several months or even a couple of years. We have the High Priestess and the Eight of Cups. You got to know when to walk away. I do think there's something here about boundaries or, calling it. If you need to move elsewhere and people don't really like that, tough titties. You can't make your decisions based on what everyone else wants, right? Now, if you're in a relationship, of course, that's something that I'm sure you need to discuss with your partner. But I do feel like for some of you, you're going to have a difficult conversation about whether or not it's the right time to move elsewhere. And we have the King of Cups, Nine of Wands. There's something here about somebody communicating how they feel and defending what is most important to them. I think some of you are going to be a little bit protective of your person. Like, let's say you're moving away from your hometown and your parents or aunt and uncle or whoever don't really care for that. You're going to be defensive in a good way and say, look, I got to do what's right for my girlfriend, my fiance, my boyfriend, my husband, whatever it is. And it might feel to them like you're being a little bit heartless. With the Three of Swords, I feel like for many of you, there are three people in particular that are not going to like the plans that you have for 2023. But we also have the Hermit in the reverse. This is because they don't understand the path that you're on. And if you let them talk you out of it, it could have some pretty negative consequences, because this would be demonstrating to the universe that you are prioritizing other people's opinions over your own or the person you're dating. So do what's right for you. Yeah. With the Five of Wands, this is kind of confirming for me. We've got people that are going to probably be a little bit too in your business. And some of you, you have an opportunity through work to move away, right? And that could cause an issue with your person. Let's move to... This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. It's not just for Halloween, you guys. You are Redbeard. We might have to make you a moderator. You like telling people what to do? What's up, Tom? How are you doing? You need sugar? Don't we all? Four of Wands. So this is about career. It's easy to look at the Four of Wands and think this is about marriage, but you know what? Okay, so they are holding up, I think, mistletoe. But really, what I see are people that are celebrating something for you getting better. I think this is a promotion, a job offer, some kind of opportunity that blows your mind a little bit. And I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity because a couple of people are butthurt about it. But I feel like you're making moves. It could be a new business partnership, a new employer. But you see, we've got a skull in the background there. Something has to die before the new thing can happen. And look at those weird buns, you guys. Some of you may be moving to the mountains. So you see the mountains in the distance. I'm very drawn to them. Or you're moving to an area that is drastically different climate-wise or topographically. And that's kind of exciting for you, right? Experience something different. Maybe you're moving closer to the ocean and you've never lived there. We've got Five of Wands and Six of Cups. Both of these we've already seen. All right, so here's what I see. You see the face up here? That's you. I feel like that's you realizing that there are people who don't agree with what you want to do, who maybe would try to talk you out of this major change or this job opportunity. But you know the most important thing, because this face is made up of clouds and birds, okay, which we've already seen both of, clouds and birds. You know what's right. You know you'll get the intuition, or maybe you'll dream about it. Maybe you've got synchronicities popping up all over. You know you can rely on that. You know the opinions of other people are not how you make the right decisions in your life. With the Six of Cups, I feel like see how she's like kind of handing this giant cup over to somebody else? This feels to me like somebody putting something in the past for good and moving forward with what makes sense to them. It's almost like whatever had been difficult for you in this long ago relationship, it impacted both your money and your relationship. And you have found a way to put that behind you and really move forward into a better lifestyle or approach, right? All right. We have the Sun and the Fool. Such a weird looking card. All right, so here's what I see. You see that skull at the bottom here? You are putting to rest the things that felt overwhelming or that kept you stagnant. You know now how to be a better version of yourself. You know how to talk to yourself in a better way so that you set yourself up for success. And so when this opportunity comes to you in 2023 to start something new, move somewhere else, or work for somebody else, you are going to find it's easier than it would have been in the past. And there's a little bit of exhilaration here, but you have somebody loyal protecting you. I love the little dog that is often included in the Fool. You may have a dog or be a dog person, but I think in particular, there's something here about loyalty. You've got strong loyalty. So we have the Nine of Pentacles coming out sideways. I feel like for a lot of you, currently you may be still kind of in like save mode or trying to be a little bit frugal, get things back on track. In 2023, your money is going to like explode. It's going to get much more stable for you. And I think a lot of it is tied to your being willing to take an opportunity that not everyone else wants you to. With the 10 of Wands, be cautious of people trying to burden you with something that is not your burden. If it's something that doesn't belong to you, kick it to the curb. Because that's how you got into this place in the first place, in terms of not really feeling empowered and being able to have boundaries and name that's my bullshit, but that isn't. So I'll work on that. But that's for you, Katie. Whatever it is. We got the Three of Swords and the King of Cups. Yeah, I do feel like in 2023, there's going to be a difficult situation. It will test the relationship that you have. And do you notice? Normally, we have a heart that has three swords piercing it. We've got a head instead. And this to me is saying there is heartbreak in this relationship if you close your eyes or are trying to be kind of ignorant to a problem that could grow or fester. So it is hugely important that you communicate things effectively and early on. It may be uncomfortable, but the King of Cups in the upright is an excellent card to come out with this Three of Swords. This is saying you are smart enough, you know how to communicate through this. You can avoid this, but this is a warning. There's something here that could cause a sizable argument if you don't deal with it preemptively, right? Or when you become aware of it. All right, we're gonna close out with the Crow Tarot. We have the Two of Cups. I do feel like you're changing employers with the Two of Cups in the reverse, right under the Two of Cups in the upright. There's a better partnership or a better employment option coming to you in 2023. And we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That I think is going to be the difficulty for you. Externally, there's going to be people who want you to stay where you are, like family members, friends. We have Page of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Swords again. You guys, we keep getting the Three of Swords. Please be conscientious about communicating any sore feelings or difficulties you're going through. With the Page of Wands in the reverse, this is like yet another warning that you will find yourself in heartbreak if you don't communicate. Because Page of Wands is about communication. Communication. Like, I'm going to have to pirate. We got to have that as a hashtag for this one. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. I love to see this card in the reverse. You may feel like things are difficult at first when you make this change, but you will not stay in that energy. With the Five of Cups in the reverse, this is somebody moving on, letting things in the past stay in the past. You have the Three of Wands in the upright. Yeah, there's travel here. And see, in this card we have star, or like the North Star almost, and mountains. So I feel like there's a sense that you know where you're supposed to go. I really feel like there's mountains where you're supposed to go. Obviously, that may not be for everyone, but there's something different. I mean, I could just be talking about you being elevated, right? Because with the Four of Wands, this is saying in your money or your career, you're leveling up. You are ascending in some way. But maybe you've always wanted to live in the mountains. Get out. We had that before, didn't we? So you had the Star and the High Priestess came out right underneath this. Yeah. Ah, this is so fun. Look at, we have that same like North Star on the star. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And with the High Priestess, this is like saying, you know exactly where your destination is or what is going to enable you. If you're a little bit nervous about moving to a new place, maybe only with the person that you're dating or married to, Don't be nervous. This is right for you. A change of scenery, I think, is exactly what you need to kind of inspire you or change your mood. Maybe have a little bit more control over the day to day. And I'm noticing we have a cardinal and the star, which is rather unusual. Some of you may feel like you are being guided by somebody who has passed on. So if you had somebody very dear to you who was, before they passed, really interested in how, you challenged yourself and really motivated or inspired you, you will get signs from them. You might get a dream, you might see a cardinal or some other sign that you associate with this person telling you what the right move is. And we've got the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I do feel like you are destined to marry this person and that it will have a positive influence or impact in terms of your ability to feel more successful as an individual, but also within your career. They give you support that is critical for you in this next year. All right, let's see. I think we'll grab a few from Spiritual AF, and then we'll close it out with the Zodiac Fortune Telling cards. You guys gotta let me know if we have any audio issues, because we're in the danger zone. Little positivity here for you, Aries. Maybe you literally can even. So don't doubt yourself. Stay positive. Holy shit. Worrying is a negative prayer. Stop it. Stop it. Holy shit, you guys. You can't have a positive AF life with a negative AF mind. So that's a pretty consistent message here, Aries. Believe in yourself. Believe in beautiful things happening for you in 2023. Whatever you are thinking about, you are going to manifest. So dream about a yacht. Dream about being a CEO. Dream about starting your own business. Whatever it is, stay fucking positive, okay? I'm begging you. Because you are manifesting something beautiful for 2023. But, okay. It's coming clearer to me now. That's why we have these as our first 3 cards. You have to show love to yourself and control the thoughts that you have, because you could manifest a pretty shit year if you stay negative, if you don't focus on being positive. But if you change that, the way that, you communicate with yourself, you can have a much more positive outcome. Ooh. Somebody may want to visit you in 2023, and this says, guest coming means trouble. So be a little bit cautious in terms of who is actually going to be, invited over. I think you'll know that this person is trouble. Oh, you guys, look at it. It's also number 23. You are inclined to rule and help people. That makes sense, because Aries is the emperor, right? We have, you have long been loved by one whom you least suspect. So if somebody has been a little bit slow to tell you that they love you, that could be it. But honestly, what I think this is more so in regards to, some of you may have somebody that puts you in their will. Somebody may be a little argumentative with you, but they actually adore you. There's something here about somebody being on your team when you least suspect it. You will suffer a great loss, but will overcome your grief. So be prepared. There may be something that happens here to somebody that you love. There may be a pet or somebody that you lose. When that happens, my condolences, of course, but grief and loss, it's a part of life. You will overcome it. So make sure you're continuing that strengthening of your mind and communication. Okay. All right, Aries, I hope you enjoyed the reading for 2023. Thank you so much for, hey, I only have 2 likes, you guys. Give me some more likes. Come on. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your year, and a fabulous 2023. I'll be back in a little bit to dish out the Leo yearly predictions. So I'll see you there. Bye, guys.